Hunter, and today is day number 223 of 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. And I have our service hero, and his name is Karlos Copara. Now, let me tell you about Karlos. Karlos and I met a little while ago in the Reno, Nevada area because we were both actually staying up in Lake Tahoe. And when I tell you about the adventures that Karlos has been having, I think that everybody's going to be as intrigued as I have been with this man. But you know what? The thing that I am the most excited about creating Karlos as today's service hero is because Karlos has a genuine heart. He has a heart of service, he has a heart of kindness, and he actually, in this amazing, energetic way, has a heart of humility. And I just absolutely adore you. So, welcome, Karlos.
Ahoy from Encinitas, San Diego.
Ahoy, and look at that beautiful blue sky there.
Woo.
You know,
Where are you about?
I'm in about the Temecula winery area. I'm in my studio right now. But yeah, I hail from SoCal too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was born and raised in San Diego, California.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
in SoCal most of my life.
Yep. So let's talk. You are a well-educated professional man that then in your life, and then all of a sudden you decided to take a tour, a literal tour. You took a change, you took a jog, you took a journey, you decided to make some massive make a massive difference in a way that is so unique. And when I met you, I was ever so intrigued by what it is that you were doing and how you were doing it. And I would just love for you to kind of like bring everybody up to speed about Karlos and kind of like where you came from, and then take us to when we met in Reno, and then we'll go forward from there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I did the whole 12 years of corporate culture, corporate Carlos, super polished with all the formal education, which was great. But I just felt really limited and restricted as a creative. So I'm a brand identity expert, building brands for influencers and thought leaders and expanding businesses. So as a creative, I just felt restricted. And I got what they call the entrepreneur seizure as I started reading, going to conferences like leadership conferences around the States through Urban Decay and L'Oreal. And when I got the entrepreneur seizure, it was like, okay, I need to become an entrepreneur. I need to go venture out independently, which I thought was going to be a breeze because in corporate culture, I was, the cool kid on the block and just, it was fun. But yeah, entrepreneurship just kind of smacked me around and I realized that it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. So I kind of had to earn my stripes. Definitely failed. By that time, I had owned like 5 businesses, and most of them have been failures on the side. But I just went cold turkey, and then I started going to more conferences and just masterminds, investing in coaching, and doing it also traveling throughout the states, kind of like nomadically and working virtually, just barely hanging on, but just having a lot of faith. And in that quest of traveling, adventuring, because I love surfing. So my whole point was to build a business that really supports my lifestyle as like surfing and, being this, I love camping. And so whenever there's a conference and it's kind of a ways away, it's an opportunity for me to kind of get out, and I love driving. So that's how we met. And
Right.
then my
Right.
friend Allison told me about this event in Reno, and I was like, all right, Reno it is. And so then I actually drove up there. Then that's when we met. And I've also been speaking at conferences and doing workshops. So just meeting amazing people, that's really community has been a game changer for me, and just having the right support systems around me, because I can't say I felt that completely at home. And so that's been my journey, is just, hey, how can I get around people that are truly celebrating me and at the same time, exchanging services, support. And that's how we met. And I think we've been staying in touch, and I love it.
I do too. Yeah, in fact, I have some pictures from that first meeting. Um,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and this was the group that we were a part of that at that event. It was a fun time, fun group. Um, and your energy is contagious. Seriously, contagious. In fact, okay, here I love this. Because this is kind of like when I think of you, I just think of here is this amazing man that is so cranial and yet so creative, so giving. And in fact, when you came up to me after I spoke, and that evening we were visiting, and there was just this heart. Your heart was coming, and your spirit was just coming out, and it touched me in such a way. And it was like, okay, I love this man. I didn't even know much about you. I just knew I loved you. It was like, okay, there's no question in my mind that this man is someone that I want to be affiliated with and have association with for the rest of my life, because you just like that kind of an individual. And then when I found out, oh yeah, even cooler, he's camping at the lake, and yet he's doing all this virtual stuff, and you have a little setup that, is like, okay, you can work from anywhere, because you work with branding, and you help companies and entrepreneurs and thought leaders and speakers and coaches and everybody that you're helping with now. But you're taking some of these amazing skills that you've learned and help create brands for huge names, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. They were Fortune 500 brands, beauty conglomerates, brands all around the world. Um, but my passion is with entrepreneurs now.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing for a few years. I feel like they're on the ground. They're the ones like, making the biggest difference, I think. And we're seeing more entrepreneurs nowadays transferring out of corporate culture independently. So that's only going to increase. And I love that. I love that world. I love that environment. So yeah, bring in the creative fireball energy into that space.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that creative fireball. But so the thing I want to really paint the picture here is that you are this amazing, energetic, surfing, skateboarding, guy that just is out there and making it happen and fun and showing up at summits with bare feet.
Oh yeah, I remember.
and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and you've worked with some of the top names, and that's why I'm putting this list up there, because I want people to understand that you are someone that you've made the choice. You have chosen to be the in your Excel branding. You are choosing how you want to go about your life, because you did that exploration and getting out there and finding out who Karlos is, right?
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I think if I didn't fail as much in the very beginning, I would probably be more traditional or straightforward. But because I failed so much and I owned and failed so many businesses, I figured, all right, well, I've been through the grinder. Might as well do this how I want to do this, because I've already hit
Mm-hmm.
pretty much rock bottom. And so I figured, okay, why don't I do this? If I've put in so much work, why don't I just build the business that I want, how I want to, kind of live it on my own terms, on my rules. And I've always been like the punk rock SoCal kid, so there's a
I
little
love it.
rebellious spirit still in me. So that's
And
why I
that's
figured,
okay.
hey, yeah, might as well.
You got some people that are saying hello right now that are absolutely loving this, Aaron and Aaron, and then Aaron, service hero Aaron, she is saying, I love the energy. And absolutely, who cannot just love your energy? Okay, I gotta ask, you have all over the place, and you talk about it a lot, creative fireball and the prism. Okay, so tell us about the prism and creative fireball, and just all of it, because I have another question to follow up, because I'm curious.
Wow. Well, the creative fireball, I guess that was my nickname that was given to me by some creative directors. is I worked in a lot of branding agencies and design firms in LA. So they were always like the creative fireball. And so, yeah, it was just you can't turn it off. That's the thing. Is growing up like a hyperactive, wild spirit. You can't turn off the creativity. And so that's the creative fireball. It's just an energy that you can't control, and it's wild. So you got to just let it do its thing. And so that's the creative fireball. The prism, that I also go by prism, the creative fireball. Prism is because my work tends to be a little bit more vibrant and colorful, and it's because those are the colors that I could see more naturally because I'm red green colorblind. So if you're not familiar with that, a lot of males are red green colorblind. So there's certain tonalities of grays, browns, and beiges that I can't see. So because of that, most of my work is very vibrant and very lively and colorful. And so this was a setback in art school, and it was really hard to graduate art school. But I turned it into my strengths. So now my work is just vibrant and bold and bright. And for me, I think that's my purpose, is to be a prism and to take information, because I love to teach. Information for me is just, it's light. It's anything that you have to give that's full of life, whether it be color, words, love, sharing, giving. So that's the whole prism thing, is like it absorbs a source of light and then it refracts it, multiplies it, and it's overflowing. To me, that's abundance, to be able to share freely what you have because you have so much to give. And that's just how I wake up every day. Thanks for asking.
Yes, well, I had to ask because I have one more picture that I told you I had to follow up, and I hope you don't mind me sharing it, because you are so much of a prism that you decided to brand yourself, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you actually, I mean, you have the hat on, but you actually right there for the world to see are saying that you are Prism, the creative fireball. And I just think that is absolutely, for being a branding guy, and that has just left. He'll be back, guys. Uh, so I want to say hello, Teresa Schneider. Nice to see you. And all of those terms, definitely, yes. I'll tell you, I can't wait to get him back into the show. That Karlos, the work that he does, I've seen so much of it. And yes, and hi, Mikey, too. Yes, I have Mikey. For those of you that know Mikey Cohen, Adam Cohen, he's been helping me with some of the social media and, well, some of Tamara Hunter, Chemo Buddies for Life, and Service Heroes. And so he's been here, and thank you for recognizing him. Here we go. There you are. Okay, thank you for coming back. So can you see me? It looks like Karlos. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I don't hear him. We can't hear you. Okay, he'll come back. Okay, well, thank you, Teresa. Thank you for that. And yes, Karlos is extraordinary, and thank you for your comments about myself. I appreciate it. Okay, there we go. Can you hear me now? I can't hear you. Let me just can you hear me? I can't. You were fine before. Now there we go. Okay. So why don't you take your earplugs out? Take the earbuds out of the jack, and let's see if that happens. Okay, we're still working on this. Okay, so let me just share with everybody that Karlos, the thing about Karlos, and when he was talking about the colors and such things that he's used for branding, I've seen some of his work, and so much so that I have to say that many people know that there's a new image that we have for Tamara Live. and I can't wait to share it with Karlos. And here we go. We've got him coming back to the line. Are you there? Can you hear me now? Karlos. I can't hear you. Take these out. Let's see what's going to happen here. 'Tis the wild, wild west of streaming media. And I can't hear you. So, okay. Autocorrect your name. Let's be clear. He will be back. Yes. Yes. Okay. So let's see. We have a comment from Mikey. Okay. He is one. I can't wait to have the opportunity to work with him on his own projects. Yes. Karlos and Excel Branding creates brands and reputations for people. Absolutely, without a doubt. So as we're waiting here and taking care of the wild, wild west of streaming media, I want to just give you some examples of him. He actually does. He loves to teach. He goes out there and is sharing with people in the Southern California marketplace. He's all over the place most of the time. And here we have him coming back again. Let's see if we can get him to... there you are. Can you hear? Can we hear you? I have no idea what's going on, Karlos. Did you take your earbuds out? Yes, you did. Can you hear what he's saying? Okay. Okay, so, all right. Okay, we'll turn it down. All right, so what I am going to do here is, reputation is a great word. Yes, reputation is. So we have an event that's going to be taking place that I want to be able to share with everybody in regards to Karlos and him working with branding, and getting his message out there. I want to also be able to explore. I don't know about you guys, but when he mentioned that he had some color blindness, the two colors, that made a lot of sense in regards to his ability to share with brands and colors. And he's back.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Hey! Persistence pays off. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because you know what this shows to me, Karlos, and it shows, I think, to everybody, is when life happens, nothing in life is ever perfect, right? And it's those people that are willing to keep working it and trying and tenacity and keep going. Those are the ones you want to work with. Those are the ones you want on your team. Those are the ones you want to not give up on, because they don't give up, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And just own it. It is what it is. Full ownership. I think that's what we were talking about, is just owning it.
Absolutely. And you know, Teresa is saying yay, and I'm going to put my earbuds back in myself, just to make sure that we don't have any feedback on my side. All right. So, all right. My question to you is, I'd love to know more about, you were saying that you have some color blindness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so red, green. I was told in art school I should drop out because I was failing like the color theory classes. But with the software, you could depend on software and do the equations and the complementary colors and the combinations. So I really rely on the software. So I just turned it from a weakness into a strength. So if you look, yeah, it's just more bright, more lively.
And I have to say, I love what you come up with. I seriously do. In fact, your work is by far some of the very best work I've ever seen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And what I would love to be able to do, I didn't want to just take liberties and start sharing some of your brand work because I didn't know who would feel comfortable with you sharing what. So if you wouldn't mind, if you have releases from your clients that you wouldn't mind sharing in the comments, a couple of samples of some of your work, I would absolutely love that, because I think that people need to see the talent that you have, because you are so talented, and I really do believe it's your interior, all of you, what you've been working on and who you are coming through and sharing it with these brands and these people that are trying so desperately to get their messages out there, but they don't know how to brand themselves oftentimes. At least I know I can say that, and I'm not alone.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really a passion. It's a passion, and it's really putting your heart first, and really it's a devotion of putting your entire heart into each project outside of the scope of the money or the volume. So this is what I learned in luxury in working for design firms, is that it's a quality over quantity, and that has longer lasting value, enduring value, and that's what you want behind a brand. And sometimes that means that it has to be well thought out, well presented, positioned, and that takes heart, that takes substance, and my favorite style, and that needs to all be well articulated, well synthesized in the beginning. And in entrepreneurship, there's a slack of that I've seen, and so yeah, you could say it's a little selfish, but look, I get I get excited through the work, and I want to, in a world where everything's fast, I find pleasure in doing something and taking my time, and really it's a craftsmanship, and
Mm-hmm.
the craftsman is fading away because of technology and just the world that's evolving nowadays. So yeah, it's just me honoring my craft and really owning it, and where every coach and mentor is trying to guide me to do things faster, I'm going for more of a quality higher end market, which has to do with self-worth also, because I don't want to sacrifice the time and the value and the caliber of work that I deliver. So I have to charge a lot more because I've been doing this for a long time. And I think the market is rewarding specialists if you can commit and devote to it.
Mm-hmm.
And look, not everyone's going to take my approach, but this is what makes me happy, and you should build your business how you want.
And I applaud you for that, because in every category you need to be applauded, and the fact that you're willing to do it your way, that you feel that the quality is so important, and if it takes a little bit more time, a little bit more thought, a little bit more heart for you to be able to then give something of quality and substance that's going to last that individual or that company, that whoever it is that has employed you to help them. Branding is something that can last generations if you do it right. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're on my wish list and bucket list to someday be able to work with, because you have that kind of quality that you don't see very often. And my I can say that I'm not the only one that is of my generation. Wink, wink. Yes, I always say I'm at the tail end of the baby boomers, guys. That's the truth of it. And there's something that I was taught by my Depression era grandparents that lived through World War II, that lived through some of our world, and the United States. Yes, I'm a multi-generational United States born Southern Californian that was taught that quality, not quantity, quality is the way that you want to go, that your name is your bond, that your reputation needs to be so understood that a handshake truly does mean something. And in today's modern age, I still believe, because again, I am a bit old fashioned in many ways, that the younger generation gets it. And you, my dear, are of that younger generation that totally gets it. And yet here you are, the coolest thing happening since sliced bread or whatever, because you're out there surfing, you're out there skateboarding, you're out there doing your daily lives, and you're out at the beach and you're doing your thing. And yet you have such the belief that if you do it right, it's something that my great grandchildren should be able to know that you were the one that developed that brand, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now, I'm processing so many thoughts as I'm hearing you speak. A lot of it has come from traveling. I've had to pack light because I need to be nimble, and packing light means that everything that you pack has to be of top quality because you depend on it so much. So I've had to release attachments, mental attachments, you know, just a lot of things. And in that process of being sort of a minimalist, to be able to travel nomadically virtual, I depend on things of high quality to last. And that has allowed me to feel more free and flexible to be able to go anywhere. So yeah, that was just kind of what I was processing. And because of that, I value quality, and I value people the same. Like people, quality, those are my treasures. Good people.
And you live your word too, because the thing that I've seen about you, because I have known you for a little while, and I do actually track the people that mean something to me. And ever since that time we had in Reno, there was this moment in time that it was like, okay, yeah, he's got he's got such heart, and he's got such integrity in his soul, that I was like, I really want to get to know him more. And then when I started seeing you in Southern California, I'm like, yes, he's back.
We keep crossing paths. That's funny.
Mhm,
We keep
mhm.
crossing paths. We have a lot of friends.
And we do.
Absolutely.
Now, we're going to cross each other's path here on Thursday. What's going on Thursday in San
Yeah.
Diego?
So Thursday, I formed a new partnership with a dear friend. His name is Joseph Ortega. We've been collaborating on a lot of projects, and so he's someone that I really, really dearly value. And trying to we're putting together just an event that's going to be on a monthly basis, purely just social, to interact and collaborate and have discussions. And we're going to try to find out like who needs our help the most and who has a story worthy of sharing and highlighting and promoting. And really, to be honest, just how do we, because we're attracting so much abundance and flow, that how do we find an opportunity to give back a little bit? So that's what really, to get to the bottom of it, is like, how do we give back a little bit, and how
Mhm.
do we contribute and just listen and pay attention? That's what we want to do. We're so busy moving that, like, how do we listen to what entrepreneurs want? What do they need? How can we serve better by understanding? And that happens through engagement and conversation. And, we're also putting on workshops where we're teaching and we're giving, but we also value just absorbing and listening. So that's the aim of this.
And there's Joseph, and of course some of our other friends, some of our amazing friends in this one photo here. Um, and yes, and Aaron, it is amazing, and he is amazing. And we've got Teresa sharing the love, and she's winking back at us. And then Mikey, let's see, next in line after Tamara Hunter. Oh, yeah, you're on our bucket list. Let's just say that,
You got to put it on your vision board.
oh, yes,
I noticed that pattern. Put me
what,
on your
I
vision
agree.
board and it'll happen.
Okay, absolutely. I'm getting my
Done.
scissors out and my glue. I have my boards already, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to copy in your paste your photo today. Okay, I want to ask something fun and kind of out of the norm of an interview. What is this thing that you do with jumping and then push-ups and then jumping, and it's called a burpee?
Burpee.
What?
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah,
me about
burpee.
this.
Uh, Burpees are a way to, so I've had to be creative kind of sometimes when I can't go to the gym and just, it's a push up and it's also an aerobic workout with a little bit of resistance, body weight stuff. So I have to get creative, but I learned to like it because it's a little painful because you can't breathe. And so learning to calm, like relax your breath and find a rhythm and really get into your flow, into your zone. So I do 100 burpees and I always try to beat my time. So that's just something that I figured, hey, how you approach something is how you're going to approach everything. And if you approach how you work out, how you start strong, you finish strong, you always look to calm down, relax, be present, and just focus on your breathing. I'm going to do that in my relationships, in my business, when I speak, and just being more mindful, more present. That's what's going to make me more powerful or more of serve to be able to serve more. So that's what that is. Plus, it's just fun, and who else is doing that online, right? If you're doing the same
Okay.
thing,
Okay, so I'm trying to picture it in my mind for everybody. So you push up and then you jump up
and you
and
clap,
then you clap. That's it. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
And then you're going back down. And how fast can you do 100 of these right now?
I think they're like between 7 and 8 minutes. It doesn't look too hard, but once you do it, it's excruciating.
Oh, I'm trying to get back. I am getting back into like getting a regular exercise thing going. I committed to one of my mentors that yes, I was going to do this, and so I've been going, kind of like doing the rotation of one exercise to another one and doing it in 5-minute cycles. And I'm like, okay, keep going, and I'm thinking, okay, now I'm gonna throw in some burpees in there in between. I'm gonna be doing this thing. I may be a tail end of the baby boomers, but I don't see this girl as a baby boomer.
Yeah.
So, oh, right, okay. Let's see. Looks like, or Mikey is actually looking at them right now, and he's like, "Yeah, it looks like torture." And then they kick your butt. Yeah,
You're
but
right,
I
Aaron.
but that is a good, a healthier butt, right? Burpees are on his bucket list too. So, if someone wants to work with you, how difficult is it? And are you working with people only, in your local marketplace? Are you working with people throughout the United States, throughout the world? What does it look like for people right now to be able to get a part of, get on get on the Karlos train, if you will, to be able to get on this amazing opportunity, work with someone that is a visionary, that puts together amazing, branding, and also just has that service hero heart and integrity level that is hard to find anywhere. How can people work with you?
Well, number one, just reach out to me and message me, and just have a conversation, and be a friend. I think before anything, I want to get to know people and to make sure we're on the same page, on the same frequency, that we both have similar values. I found out that I can work with anybody, and so can you. But if you work with people that share your values and mirror who you are, you're going to do great things. They can refer you more. I can send you business. It's an energy exchange that will last forever, as opposed to. So I found the value in learning to say no when learning to know who not to work with, and really be mindful of who I want to work with. So it just comes down to values. Make sure we're on the same page. But most importantly, aside from just being able to cover the investment, is do you have and are you ready to really amplify and share your voice? Like,
Yeah.
does what you stand for convict you enough to scream it at the top of your lungs on a mountain? And I can tell that before. You don't need to have a brand. I can see the cues, and like you're hungry, you show up, you're persistent. Maybe your brand doesn't look the best, but you're everywhere. You're consistent. You're showing it, and you have your own media. Maybe it's not polished, but you can just smell it. You're like, that person's hungry. They're destined for greatness. So when I brand you, you're just gonna take off even more. And that's that's who I want to work with. Yeah, is
You're
you
gonna
already got it
score.
inside you. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Be like a show up girl, and do like media that sometimes you're in the wild, wild west of the streaming media industry area and everything. However, I'm joking around right now, guys. Yes and no, but I'm just saying that there's so many people. I know so many people from so many different places that are about at that same place that currently I am. That we've been out there, we're doing everything, but we still don't have it completely there. I am a great avatar, if you will. If you guys are looking at it and saying, "Wow, I'm a solopreneur. Yes, I'm a speaker. Yes, I have a nonprofit, or yes, I have a for-profit. But do I have this? Do I have that?" And you may be thinking to yourself, maybe, maybe not. And let me plug this in real quick because we got a bit of a plug-in issue. There we go. There we go. And um, and I want people to realize that I know some of the people you've done work for. I know some of them, and I am watching since you've done their branding. What's happening? It's incredible how I'm seeing them just take off. And so if I can say anything to any of the friends that I know are watching, and I've got quite a few of them, and we've got so many wonderful comments. Oh, here's some amazing amounts of hearts and rocket
Wow.
ships. Gotta love this. I know. I love it too, Teresa. I'm so glad you're here. And Erin also. Erin is amazing. If you don't know Erin, you need to know Erin. She's out of the Utah area. She's incredible. She is a service hero, 100%.
100.
Absolutely, I'm with you, Teresa. Teresa's going to be back out to California here soon. We are working on it. Good, awesome. Because the bottom line is this: is that Karlos, you have such an amazing gift. I see it as a gift. You are gifted, and then you didn't take that gift for granted. That's where I see you in your character and in your integrity and in your desire. And yet, with all of that, you still were not. And life gives us sometimes those amazing, wonderful opportunities through lessons to groom us and guide us to become the prism, right? The prism that you
Yes.
currently are. And you are a
Yes.
prism that now is taking that light, and I see it. I see it so much. You're taking that light and you're shining it out, and in that shine, I see so many amazing brands coming out. I'm just there because I see it. And I know that there's many others that do too. I do, and we're having a fun time. We're having a party here today at the Service Heroes Club, if you will. Because there's so many that see each other on and are recognizing, and they came to honor you.
Wow. Thank you. I
You're
appreciate that.
you're
Shine
welcome.
on, everyone. Shine on.
I love it. So Thursday, if someone is in the Southern California area and if they're willing to travel to the San Diego marketplace, um, is this an event that is an open event? Do they need to get an invitation from you? How do they find out?
You just have to have a beating heart and a warm smile. It's in Mira Mesa, San Diego at 7 p.m. And we're just gonna be having good conversations and exploring how to collaborate amongst friends. Shoot me a message, Karlos Copara. I'll write in the comments, and then I'll send you details, and I'll invite you to the event because there's a Facebook event page. I'll even post a link in the comments, and just come with an open heart and open mind, and the rest will it'll just be perfection. Let it flow.
Let it flow, and it will be perfect. Because the one thing I am really realizing in all of this, with meeting all the people, wonderful people that I have been meeting, and that includes you, my dear, you. because you do shine, and you shine on, and I can see why Prism is actually branded on you, because you do. I noticed that from the moment I met you. And there are so many like-minded, wonderful service heroes, people out there doing so many wonderful, wonderful things. And it's remarkable how many of them are in Southern California. So
Right.
we have a wonderful group showing up on Thursday, a nice one, a nice group of people that to be able to share, to be able to grow together, and to be able to network in ways that there is a win-win for everyone. I love it. Thank you for creating that space, you and Joseph Ortega. You guys are both, and which he is, by the way, he is a service hero already too, because of the work he does for so many, and he is continuing to do. Man, he is amazing. So, if you could, please, and I just want to say, I love this. People are like commenting back and forth to each other, and it's fun. If you can remember to include samples of your work, and so people can see. And I'd love for you to show some of the colorful samples
Hmm.
that people would approve for you to be sharing. And then
Absolutely.
information about how they can get a hold of you. I know that they can messenger you, but if there's any, websites or anything, and then also any information and address or any kind of contact information for more questions about this coming Thursday evening is it a clubhouse?
Yeah, it's like a little loungy clubhouse.
Okay, at the clubhouse, loungy clubhouse. I like it. That even sounds fun. A lounge clubhouse in San Diego. What better time on a Thursday at 7 can you have, right? Than getting together with some like-minded people, having some time with the Prism. Oh, one last question. I have to go there because I just want to know. You have one other tattoo. What does it stand for?
Oh, those are really my values: explore, create, give, and express, and then nurture nature. So just a reminder, like affirmations, like if I'm doing any of those activities, then I'm on my purpose.
I love it. I love it. I couldn't let this time go without sharing that. I had a feeling it was something like that, and I just wanted to hear it from you because again, someone that's willing to to make a permanent reminder of what is important and to shine light, take light and reflect it out, and magnify it as it reflects out.
Ooh, I like that. I
Yes.
need to I need to interview you.
Okay.
Magnify. I like that.
Okay, let's do it. And then to have it written in a convenient place to remind yourself. And I like the way you said that. If you are living one of those, because you're also being realistic. And too many of us sometimes are not realistic, and then we implode because of it. So you're also being a great example of how to take it, magnify it, shine on, and live realistically and always going forward. Awesome.
Beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. So, is there anything else before we close?
If you want to, my like parting thoughts would be, if you want to shine on, if you want to shine more brightly, first, a diamond accepts its brilliance, it acknowledges it, and if you wake up with that self-image, looking at yourself, feeling that towards you genuinely, like down to your bones, and you do that consistently for a span of time, the universe has no choice but to yield to everything that you want. And in branding, that is of utmost priority. Is I could brand you, we could have the best strategy in the world, but if you don't wake up with that image, that self perception of how much you love yourself, no one else is going to be able to allow you to shine. And you will flourish from the image that you have of yourself in any business. So I highly I'm that's the best nutrition for a business.
I like that nutrition. That's good. This is fun. We're coming up some good stuff here,
Yeah,
Carlos.
absolutely.
Well, thank you for being the service hero that you are. And as I close, day number 223 of 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Back at you. You are amazing. I have adored you from the moment I met you, and your talent is superb. Your heart is pure, and your energy is fun, and it's contagious, and I just adore and treasure you. Thank you for your time. I cannot wait to see you Thursday.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for the interview, and expect more greatness coming our way. And I'll see you on Thursday.
See you then. Okay, bye. See
Toodles.
everybody else tomorrow.